Looks like we're pretty well set, ready to go here. My name is Ron Smith. I'm the Regional Aquatic Invasive Species Program Coordinator for the Pacific Southwest region, United States Fish and Wildlife Service. And I'd like to welcome you here to the quagga mussel workshop that's sponsored by United Water Conservation District. And we'd like to thank them for providing this venue for us to come here and present this information for you today. So we're going to try out the technology here, see how it works. Okay, housekeeping items. Those of you that haven't had the chance to try the facilities yet, the restrooms are out the door, down the hallway, back down the way over there towards the way you came. That's where the bathrooms are. We'll have breaks periodically throughout the day in order to take a break and stretch and recoup yourself as you're going along and get squared away from there. So that's pretty much it as far as housekeeping is concerned. As you can tell, we're going to be filming this. This is going to be available, this presentation and these workshops are going to be available on United Water District's website. So if you have any questions during the question portion of the presentations, we've got a mic here that we'll bring to you so that we can be sure to capture your question for people that are viewing the website and the film. Okay. So with that, we'll get into some introductions. Again, like we mentioned, my name is Ron Smith. Already know who I am. Also presenting today is going to be Tony Emmerich. He's the Deputy General Manager, United Water Conservation District. Also presenting today is going to be Carrie Culver. She's with California Sea Grant. Jennifer LeBay, she's a Senior Environmental Scientist with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Clayton Strahan, he's also with United Water Conservation District. Senior Park Officer. And then Mike Booth, Associate Ecologist with United Conservation District as well. And also today, not presenting, but we'd like to introduce Mauricio Gordado. He's the new General Manager, just started with United Water Conservation District. He's here today to meet some of your folks and to work with you guys as well. So with that, we'll take and talk about the workshop a little bit, okay? The goal of the workshop is to develop stakeholder community and the implementation of a quagga mussel monitoring program for Lake Piru and adjacent water bodies. That's the ultimate goal of this workshop and what we want to try to accomplish when everything is said and done. So, overview, what are we going to do? Okay, this is what we've got going today. I'm going to start off. Tony's going to talk about, where we are today. United Water Conservation District, what they're doing, what type of programs they have in place, how they're dealing with the quagga mussel issue in Lake Piru. Then I'm going to talk about quagga mussels, the problem. I'm going to talk a little bit about aquatic invasive species, kind of give you some background on those, how they operate, why we care about those, what the problem is. And then we're going to focus a little bit on quagga mussels. That's the whole purpose of our workshop today, and we'll kind of deal with that and go that route. Then Carrie Culver, she's going to talk about quagga mussel biology and life history, give you guys an idea of how these things tick, okay? And then Jennifer LeBay, California Department of Fish and Wildlife, she's going to talk about quagga mussels and the law, the things that are required, the things that you need to know to be compliant with California state law when dealing with quagga mussels. And then we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about programs, control programs, prevention programs. We're going to talk a little bit about prevention programs. I'm going to talk in a general sense about the types of prevention programs and what components are necessary to have a successful prevention program. Then Clayton is going to come in and he's going to explain to you the types of prevention programs that United has in place on Lake Piru. And then I'm going to talk about monitoring programs. That's kind of the general purpose of today's deal, is to actually come away with some workable monitoring programs for Lake Piru and the other adjacent water bodies. And then Mike Booth is going to talk about the type of monitoring programs that are currently in place on Lake Piru and the things they're trying to get accomplished there. Then we're going to talk about control, quagga mussel control. What are the components of a control program? And then we're going to have Clayton is going to explain to you the types of control programs we have at Lake Piru. And then we're going to take a break down for a few minutes, and we're going to take and engage the audience. We're going to talk about next steps, where we want to go, what we want to do, what type of programs are appropriate, and how we can help you as the public and other agencies in developing quagga mussel prevention and control programs. And then in the afternoon, we have a work session. This is where it's all going to boil down. This is going to be the most important component of the day. It's going to be the opportunity where you have to interact with the biologists and the folks that work at United, myself, Fish and Game, Sea Grant, kind of get specific information, answer specific questions. There's going to be some breakout sessions here. That's going to be pretty much driven by the audience, okay? You guys are going to kind of determine what type of information you need, what type of involvement you would like, and then we'll take and set that up and make that happen. So that's going to be the last part of the day, in the afternoon after lunch, and the most important aspect of what we're doing here today. So we encourage you to stay for the afternoon and participate in that as well. So with that, does anybody have any questions at this point? Okay, so we're going to be covering a lot of stuff today. What you guys are going to basically be getting is about 4 one-day training programs crammed into 3 hours. Okay, so we're going to be covering a lot of information. A lot of stuff's going to be coming at you. A lot of that stuff may not make sense when you first hear it, but I guarantee once we get done with the presentations today, it will make sense, okay? So we ask you, in order to allow us to get through all the information we do, is to please hold your questions until you see one of these magic slides that says questions on it, and then the floor is open for questions, and we'll be glad to address them at that time, okay? Good.
Will you make this information available on the website?
Correct. All these presentations will be available on the United Water Conservation District website, so you can pull the information straight off. At the end of some of these presentations, there are slides, a couple of slides that highlight additional information or reference information. And once you get these, you'll be able to pull them off. I know trying to write down a website or a web link with about 40 characters while you're trying to take notes is impossible. So, but they'll be on these slides, and you can pull them up in the presentations from the website. Any other questions before we start? Okay, great. It's going to be an exciting morning and afternoon. So with that, we'll move on to Tony.